Chapter 13. The Higher You Climb. I was disappointed, but nowhere near heartbroken at losing my deal. And in many ways, I'm actually relieved I was dropped at that time. Rank Records retained the rights to Incredible, which is a blessing because lots of artists are forbidden from performing their biggest hits because of disputes with former major labels. I've never had that problem. So it wasn't too tough when London Records let me go. It was harder to part company with my manager, Erskine Thompson, which happened soon after. And I was sad to see my relationship with Rank grow so distant as a result of all the bullshit. I decided to come home to my reggae roots. I straightened things out with Fashion Records and we got back to work. They linked back up with Sly Dunbar and Leroy Mafia, who remade the instrumental for the classic Bob Marley track, Natural Mystic, for me. I sang my song, Remember the Roots, Remember the Culture, over it. It was my return to reggae from jungle. With the words, I was telling the scene that I knew where I was coming from. The song got my message across well in Europe and Japan, but it didn't match the musical climate in the UK at the time. Jungle was eclipsing everything. It was ironic that the biggest song in the scene was still Incredible, sung by a man who had been all but excommunicated from the scene. The song stayed on heavy rotation on the radio throughout the mid-90s, and it was always on the music channels. The 90s was an evolutionary time for the music business, with new technology helping to shape taste. Cable channels like MTV and The Box were important in spreading jungle to the masses. The Box was interactive, and it allowed you to dial up from your home and request any video from their vast library. Everyone would see the video you selected, turning everyone into an armchair DJ. Incredible was a big hit on the channel, getting plays every day. Our video playing on the music channels helped put Incredible and jungle into the DNA of UK urban music history. With my track riding so high, you would have thought I'd have been the darling to the music industry, but it wasn't to be. By late 1995, after my label wrote me off like a damaged car, and with the rumours used to assassinate my character, I was feeling deflated, not celebrated, just tolerated by the scene. They say the higher the monkey climbs, the more he gets exposed. I found that out the hard way, and I was feeling vulnerable. What really surprised me was how many people I thought were close friends totally turned their backs on me, acting oblivious to the onslaught I was receiving. Nowhere to be seen when the shit hit the fan. Industry friends weren't empathetic. They viewed my blacklisting from a competitive perspective. For some, it was quite convenient to have one less contender in the way. Others just didn't want to get involved with the backlash, fearing getting ostracized themselves. The period taught me a lot about human nature. If you want to know who your real friends are, pretend you're dead. When you are down, that's when people show their true colours. It was a tough lesson to learn. I had to be mentally, spiritually and physically prepared for the battle ahead. But I didn't know where my future was going. In 1997, 3 years after the release of Incredible, there was still controversy swirling around my name. Even as the track was still dominating on the radio stations, still getting played every day at Notting Hill Carnival, still making crowds go mad at music festivals, still on every UK urban DJ's playlist, still recognised as the biggest jungle tune, regardless of what the track was doing, I wasn't feeling the love in the UK. I had to do a lot of work abroad, in France, Italy and Germany. I got a lot of love and support across the water that helped me through those dark days of my career. I've always had a reputation as a good stage performer, so I was getting bookings in Europe, away from the rumour mill and the bitterness. If it had been up to the UK crowds and fans and music lovers, I would have been tearing it up on the UK stages, but it wasn't to be. And to be honest, I have no regrets. I'd go through it all again to have a song half as important, half as inspirational, and half as massive as Incredible. When people think of jungle, they think of Incredible. When people think of jungle, they sing, wicked, wicked, jungle is massive. It was worth it all. All the stress, bad vibes, cancelled contract, the cancelled bookings, it was all worth it.